Series against the Hawks, winning the series 4-1, and they did it without Jimmy Buckets and without Kyle Lowry. Butler was ruled out due to right knee soreness, while Lowry has yet to return from a left hamstring strain that he suffered in Game 3. Here's head coach Erik Spoelstra on the team's depth.
It seemed that two components that define your season, define this game, your defense and your depth.
Yeah, no question. This was just a really inspiring team win. Everybody that played had their fingerprints on this. We clearly had some adversity in this game, not having Kyle or Jimmy, and our group doesn't even blink. That's not even something we have to address. We just pivot and put in the game plan, and everybody just gets ready, tapes their ankles, and gets out there and competes.
All right, so right knee soreness, general wear and tear. Is it a bad look for Jimmy Buckets to sit out for Game 5, Russo?
Oh, God, yes. I mean, he was running around like a gazelle on Sunday night. I mean, he took the last second shot there in Game 3, and he played very well. Now he's not. If it was 2-2, would he have played? Of course he would have played.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Down 1-3 would have played. This is a playoff game. I was shocked that he did not play yesterday. I mean, I saw Larry Bird, and I hate to bring up the old time guys,
of course.
but Larry Bird is laying on the ground with a bad back. He can't even walk. And he's so I'll give you another one. Isaiah with a broken ankle against the Lakers in Game 6 and 7. Look at Bird. Look at Bird. Look at Bird right there. And all of a sudden, Jimmy Butler he's got knee inflammation. Oh my God, this is the NBA playoffs. It's not like he played 82 games either. And he only played 55 games, 60 games. Go out there. 57. How many games? 67?
57.
That's still 14 less than the 80, or 15 less than the 82. I mean, 81. Sorry.
Actually,
was it 82? 82 games.
Actually, 25.
Come on now, Steve. Now, I'll say this. Be fair. You were right. Miami's going to beat Philly. I was dead wrong. Give yourself credit. You picked it last week. I don't get a mulligan. I got to stick with Philly. They get by Toronto. If Doc can finally win a series with a big lead, they get by Toronto. So you're right on that, 100%. The depth, he's a good coach. They play good defense. They took Young out, 1,000%. But you got to be fair, Steve. Be fair. Now, come on, you're a good sports
I'm always fair.
Be fair. How is Jimmy Butler not playing in Game 5 of a playoff series that can close out a team? Now, come on. Larry, all right, he missed the Game 4. Where is Butler? He's supposed to be the best player on their team, their leader. You got to fight through it and get out there and play. And he knows if they win, they got 6 days off. They're not playing Game 1 of the next series until Monday. It's not this weekend. They play the Philadelphia-Toronto winner on Monday night, Game 1. He's got 6 days. You got to gut through the game. I was shocked, and I am surprised at you, who is a guy who understands old school. Willis Reed, all right? Come on, play the game. I was floored that he didn't play that. And I'm surprised at you. I have to admit, I'm surprised.
For those who don't know what you're talking about, Willis Reed came out on the court for the New York Knicks, okay, to deliver a championship in 1973, just so everybody knows, okay? All right, this is like 50 years ago because everybody doesn't know what Doggy's talking about when he brought up Willis Reed. You can't just say Willis Reed on first take and don't explain who Willis Reed is, Doggy. You can't do that. You got to enunciate it, you got to clarify, and you got to specify, okay? That's number one. Number two, Jimmy Butler this year, ankle injury, toe injury, tailbone injury, okay? He's had a multitude of injuries, all right? And now his knee was aggravated, all right, in Game 4 going into Game 5. So what does he do? Okay, you've got enough horses there. You got a 3-1 lead. You're back in Miami, and you said, okay, take this rest. Not only that, keep in mind, because players have said this, and they as much as I get on them about this, because I can't stand these guys missing so many damn games, enough is enough. You're right about that. You know how I feel about it. All right? But when you got guys that are rough riders, that have reputations as playing through injuries and stuff like that, you got to give those guys the benefit of the doubt. And in this regard, especially so, I have been told that a lot of times these owners force the medical staff to force these players to sit out because you want to preserve them for their contracts. You're spending all of this money. You don't want these guys out there in what you deem as unnecessary. There have been times where players are fighting with the strength and conditioning guys, with the medical staff, with the executives who don't want them to play, and they're fighting to play. This notion that players could just snap their finger and get out the court or get out on the court, regardless of what the organization says, in some instances, that's applicable. In Miami, where Pat Riley is running the show, not so much. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Dougie, in the end, Miami, Jimmy Butler, when it really counts, is going to be out there. And this is not a guy that just takes time off. That's not who he is.
Well, I mean, remember, Jordan played after a broken foot when Reinsdorf didn't want him to play in 1986. Butler is a big enough player and a big enough star that if he wanted to go out there and play Game 5, Pat Riley, Mickey Harrison, and Spoelstra are not going to tell him he can't play. It's a little bit like Kershaw with Dave Roberts with the perfect game. Kershaw's good enough and big enough star to say, give me the ball, I'm pitching the bottom of the 8th inning. And he didn't do it.
He shouldn't have come out.
But he shouldn't have come out, right. Now, Butler's the same situation. You mean to tell me if yesterday Jimmy Butler told... Hold it now. You mean to tell me that if Jimmy Butler in a playoff game, this is not Sacramento in January, a playoff game, he didn't say, hey, Eric, I don't want to go back to Atlanta. We almost lost as it was, 97-94. We got Larry out. Let's put this team away. I got 6 days off if we win. I'll figure out a way to gut through the game. You're telling me that Jimmy Butler couldn't tell that to Spoelstra? I don't buy it. Now, he's a big star.
Listen,
I don't buy that. I'm sorry.
No. He's not D-Wade. He's not LeBron. Oh, no. That's not this. Jimmy Butler's a star, but he ain't on that level. So let's be very, very clear. What they could tell Pat Riley, that's not necessarily what Jimmy Butler can do. Remember, this is the same Jimmy Butler that the coach had to be restrained from going after him on the damn court just weeks ago, along with Haslam, okay, his teammate. So let's keep in mind, that ain't happened to LeBron. That ain't happened to D-Wade. Understand, there's levels to this. So you're wrong about that. I do get your overall point, and I agree with you. But there are exceptions, and you should take those things into consideration instead of judging everybody old school. And don't bring up Isaiah Thomas, the man. That was Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Let's remember that, okay? You had a championship on the line. They had a 3-2 lead, and the Lakers ended up winning that game and then winning Game 7. So let's remember that. You had Larry Bird with bad back. When he needed to sit out, he sat out. When he could play, he tried to play. Major props to him. We understand some of these guys in today's NBA game are absolutely, positively pathetic, but Jimmy Butler ain't one of them.
If it was 2-2, would he have played? Yes. If they were down 3-1, would he have played?
Yes.
All right. So why doesn't he play a playoff game?
I think so. Oh,
come on. An elimination game he would have played. You know that.
No.
I mean, no. He wouldn't have played in an elimination game at home? Are you kidding me?
No, he would have played. He would have played in an elimination game. Absolutely.
He'd have been there. They needed that game. All right, let's talk about another team in the East. The Brooklyn Nets, their season is over, and Kevin Durant had an uncharacteristically